Okay, we have lesson 356. Sickness is but another name for sin. Healing is but another name for God. The miracle is thus a call to Him. Sickness is but another name for sin. Healing is but another name for God. The miracle is thus a call to Him. Father, you promised you would never fail to answer any call your Son might make to you. It does not matter where he is, what seems to be his problem, nor what he believes he has become. He is your Son, and you will answer him. The miracle reflects your love, and thus it answers him. Your name replaces every thought of sin, and who is sinless cannot suffer pain. Your name gives answer to your Son, because to call your name is but to call his own. Father, you promised you would never fail to answer any call your Son might make to you. It does not matter where he is, what seems to be his problem, nor what he believes he has become. He is your Son, and you will answer him. The miracle reflects your love, and thus it answers him. Your name replaces every thought of sin, and who is sinless cannot suffer pain. Your name gives answer to your Son, because to call your name is but to call his own. So we can just meditate on this wonderful lesson. We are his Son, and he will answer us. It's very short and bluntly stated. Almost. Very direct. Sickness is but another name for sin. Healing is but another name for God. The miracle is thus a call to him. So welcome, Siobhan, to the group, to the community.
I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the ego will try to not have you follow the steps towards your highest good, of course. Thank you. Yeah, that's good. It's beautiful healing opportunities. Well, we just did this very good lesson. 356. Sickness is but another name for sin. Healing is but another name for God. The miracle is thus a call to him.
Can you repeat it?
Mm-hmm. Sickness is but another name for sin. Sickness is wrong-mindedness, so wrong-mindedness is but another name for sin. Healing is but another name for God. The miracle is thus a call to him. Because the miracle shifts sickness into healing. So said, Father, you promised you would never fail to answer any call your Son might make to you. We hold him to it. Father, you promised you would never fail to answer any call your Son might make to you. It does not matter where he is, what seems to be his problem, nor what he believes he has become. So here, believing in we are a separate mind, but that we are split, we're separated. We believe we have become sinful. That's like the idea of being a human being. I have done it. Darn. I made the mistake. I became sinful. Or like I made a mistake in the past, so now I'm fucked. There is no hope for me. That's the thing. But he's saying it does not matter what he believes he has become. He is your son, and you will answer him. The miracle reflects your love, and thus it answers him. Your name replaces every thought of sin, and who is sinless cannot suffer pain. So your name is healing. He's saying healing is but another name for God. So healing replaces every thought of sin. Your name, healing, replaces every thought of sin, and who is sinless cannot suffer pain. Your name gives answer to your son, because to call your name is but to call his own. So it's a nice little lesson about this, about inviting the miracle into the places in the mind where we think there is no hope, or where we think we've really done it or something. So it's very good. It's a message about innocence.
That bit from the film stayed with me, Jenny, when you said you're the sin eater.
Mm-hmm.
When you said when she was told, like, don't look at his face,
Mm-hmm.
but she couldn't help herself from looking.
Mm-hmm.
And you said something like, she couldn't help herself from looking. Something about guilt had made her look. I don't know. Anyway, I'm a bit confused with like what you were trying to convey.
I didn't even say that guilt made her look. I said it was involuntary.
That's it. Yes.
Her
Yeah.
head turned. She saw right in his blue eyes, and then she was like, "What just happened?" This movie, you may not have seen it, The Last Sin Eater. This little girl is brought up in this village of people who have moved from Ireland or Wales to the US, to the Appalachian Mountains or something. And they are in this tribe, and they have let go of a very old tradition called the Sin Eater that they had in the past. But when they arrived there, they took up this tradition again for a reason that is shown in the movie. It's like a scheme underneath. So they use the Sin Eater to redeem themselves from sins. They believe that the Sin Eater can eat the sins or take them up on him. So he's so sinful and dark, so nobody should ever look on his face, because he eats everybody's sins. And literally, when they have a funeral, they put some food on the dead body, and he comes and eats it. So it's like a ritual. And so the little girl grows up with being told, never look on his face, because then all his sins will come onto you. So everyone is very afraid of looking at him. And the little girl is very spunky, and she is just curious. but she's also so innocent. And Jesus says, you're not really responsible for the error. You're not responsible for past mistakes. So, which is, even when she turns her head, she's not really responsible. It's something that the body seems to be doing there. And it is a beautiful thing, because she's already feeling very, very guilty. And she's accused of a very tragic occurrence. I won't give it away in case you're going to watch the movie, but so she's accused of something, and she feels that there is no hope for her, and that she's going to have to wait until she dies, until old age, until the sin eater will take away her sins, and she feels she can't live with that, so she wants him to take away her sins earlier. So she actually seeks him out after she's looked on his face, and she starts to learn more about the tradition, and she finds him, and she tells him, please, can you eat my sins? And he said, I don't know if that's going to work, because normally I do that when someone dies. Which is the whole ego, the Christianity, they believe you living your life and then die and go to heaven, and then you're free of sin. And it's very backwards, because Jesus says heaven can only be now, in the present. So he tells her, I can try, but I don't know if it's going to work. And she lays down on the ground, and he comes to eat her sins, and then she says, nothing is different, she says afterwards. So she learns it's not working, that tradition is off. So she actually reveals that to the whole village later on. And she meets a man of God who is coming like a stranger, who is telling her, this is not true, you're already free of sins, he's saying. So you just need to accept that. So it's very, very beautiful. And then she gets so strong, and she can literally reveals, she undoes the ego there. She's only always in her own mind. But the journey can look like there are characters involved, and we have to stand up for something or speak up about something at times. So yeah, that's the story.
Yeah, that was helpful. I think it's really stayed with me, that. And then you said it was involuntary. And I think it feels to me a little bit like this curiosity that seemingly I had, that couldn't help, whatever, couldn't help ourselves, or couldn't help myself from maybe being curious about something else happening, maybe something other than God. Mm-hmm. It feels something symbolic around that for me as well, almost like an involuntary curiosity to know something other than God, or something.
Yeah. But then the only meaningful use of time after seeing that, oh my God, I wanted something other than God. Oh my God, I put my finger in the pie. That wasn't the real deal, When you see the error, the only answer is to turn back to God, or be willing, okay, I want to look at that mess and show me my innocence, show me the way back to you.
And that I'm not responsible for the error. I do get caught up in that one. I think, oh my gosh, I've got a lot to do or something. But it's I'm not responsible for the error, right? I haven't really, nothing really awful has happened.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's where any defense would come in, is when you think you need to defend a person or a personal self that has done something wrong. and then justifications come in, or trying to wipe clean, something you believe is real. But that's too much.
Or we see it out there, don't we? Like they're bad, they're
Mhm.
really not nice, and they've got some work to do. I've got some work to do. But there's a constant, like you say, you're making it all real.
Yeah, and that's the whole dream, when you see it out there and they have work to do. That's the dream that you need to transcend. These are just characters showing what you believe. And you can never put it out there.
Yeah. And also that I'm innocent, right? They're innocent. They don't need to change. But ultimately, I don't need to change, right?
Mind is innocent.
Mind is innocent.
The shared mind is innocent. The split
So
mind.
where am I in that?
You're nothing.
I'm nothing.
Yeah.
Mind is innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the split mind is where the error lies. The belief that Michelle is innocent is the problem, actually. The belief that Michelle needs to assert herself, or heal herself, or, that's the problem. So we need to hand over that package, that perception, and the belief in others.
But there is only innocence then, that's what he is saying.
Mm-hmm.
There is only innocence, right? There's only God, yeah?
Yeah, but we cannot ghost that. We cannot just say that and then all is good and then carry on as usual. No, we need to experience that,
Yeah. And remove any blocks.
Yeah.
Which come up usually in the form of judgment, or anger, or guilt, or feeling unfairly treated, or whatever it is. Or
and every moment is an opportunity. Every moment is the opportunity to do that. It's a beautiful... I feel that's why we all are here together. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, there's kind of a lot of clarity around that. Okay. Yeah, good too. Because that really stayed with me, that go looking. What you said about it being involuntary or something, which couldn't help it in a way.
And it's like our path is involuntary. Like when we say yes to our calling and the events that Spirit has us go through, it's still involuntary. It's like they are happening, They are given, they are...
Because there's no doer. Is that what you mean? Like it's all just... We think that we're making decisions.
And that all comes from guilt.
So that comes from guilt.
The thought that we can make our own decisions,
So not doing anything is just all given, like, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Something like it's already done.
Yeah.
Happy to be nothing.
Yeah. It's very light.
That's light, right? I can feel it. Like a swirling going on already, like...
Yeah.
So then how do you see others then, Jenny? Just like thoughts in your mind? Is that what you mean? Like you said about characters, and sometimes it's like characters. And
Yeah. Michelle is a character in your mind, and everyone else is equally a character in your mind.
Yeah.
And so if you defend one, if you defend Michelle, you create some kind of difference, But if you just see, oh, that's a character, that's another character, you see them as thoughts, and there are thoughts in consciousness that you're looking at, and you're looking deeper and deeper to release the ego, to release the private thought. the private thought that you're alone.
Really? Yeah. What do you mean by that? Kind of a private thought that you're alone? I don't understand.
Well, maybe it's more something to contemplate as a help.
That you could be alone?
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately we are alone, right? As everything, yeah?
We're never alone.
They're all one.
Oneness.
It's translated as all one, yeah? But there's only mind.
Yeah, but that's not an alone thing. That's a very full, complete.
Yeah.
Oneness means there is no split. There is no separation. There is no gap between anyone, anything, or any time. So that's but this is the truth. So in knowing this, we do want to lift up the ego's beliefs. So that's what we are doing, so that we can let them go.
Yeah. I think sometimes I have a grievance on just the healing, actually. Almost like a belief like, why can't we all just get it and be happy? Like, something like that.
And that's the invitation.
Yeah.
That is the healing. Yeah.
I suppose I say that to myself, right? Just get it, Michelle, and be happy, right?
Yeah.
And then...
But you don't know what happy is, what happiness is. That is something... That's such a vast experience that is going to come beyond the grievances when forgiveness is done. Yeah. But yeah, to have patience is very healing. Infinite patience gives immediate results.
Yeah, and then you're shown, right? You're shown, because I don't know what love is.
Yeah.
I don't know what happiness is.
Yeah.
But I wish be shown, just an experience then.
Yeah. And the means are very important. That's the Spirit's way of helping us with this deep prayer. Like, I don't know how to get out of loneliness. I don't know how to release my guilt. Yeah. But then Spirit says, but I know. I will give you the means. I will give you the people. I will give you the circumstances, the events. That's the beauty of this journey. Yeah.
So you trust then in the guidance?
Yeah.
Because I often doubt the guidance, right?
Yeah, but you no longer need that. Like, that's another, has doubt helped you, It's like, the more we can let go of doubt, the quicker we are given the gift.
Given
the gift of following. The miracle that I talk about in this lesson. It's really beautiful. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the ego feels, for me, it's like so shaky, like, am I hearing it? Am I hearing it? There's such self-doubt in that, right?
Yeah. The ego is very shaky. And the Spirit is very simple. It's this spontaneous, simple thing that is actually happening, That's what the Spirit is. And it gets muddled and obscured in the ego's doubt and complication. There's a shining simplicity with the Spirit.
And how do we recognize that it's spirits? guidance and not ego. What do you think is the best measure of that? Feeling?
The feeling, the miracles that you observe.
Flowing.
Yeah. Like yesterday, Misha, we were in the car. You were just expressing something about, oh, I don't hear guidance, or how can
I had a prayer to hear guidance.
Yeah.
That was my prayer.
Yeah. And then you can't imagine this. It's the biggest letters you could imagine. And it was this beton.
Like graffiti.
Imagine like a flood bed and a dry river where they have this wall, concrete wall, very high, like a building almost. It was alongside the road. It was huge.
Yeah, maybe 10 feet tall or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and just as she had said that, we turn our heads and we see it. It says, Yo
viva,
Yo viva.
Yo viva.
Navigando.
Navigando, yeah.
I live navigated. Like, I live guided.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Huge letters.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said, and they're like, Yo vivo navigando. And she's like, yes, your life is navigated. Is that what it means?
It was so awesome. It's just,
Live, navigate.
yeah, like immediate, right?
Yeah.
Right. And that's how I
Can't
feel.
not be.
No, that's how Jesus says miracles are natural. If they don't happen, something has gone wrong, he says. But what has been going wrong is the perception, because they're still happening. And that's what I'm feeling. I'm sitting here like staring at a life that is just clicking in, you know. Like when Barret and I do our stuff here around the visa, the whatever we're called to do, vaccination, you know, like all the things that are like clicking in. It's like I can't describe it, but it's like
Flow.
yeah, observing a flow, a natural miracle. Yeah. Yeah. And it feels like someone has prepared it, you know, for us. Like, I mean, we have it in the community as a group. Even the lessons, the other day, this lesson came right after we watched this last Sin Eater. It was a perfect lesson for the theme we were exploring here. It was the movie, the lesson, and there was whatever someone was going through, there was this perfect orchestration there.
And you start recognising it more and more.
Yeah.
And you can turn your head and everything will be speaking to you, like
Yeah,
you know, something you can just know. You can just open the book and
yeah,
it will speak exactly.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But probably a sense is like where sin once was perceived. Where sin once was perceived will arise a world that will become an altar to the truth. And you will join the lights of heaven there and sing their song of gratitude and praise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as they come to you to be complete, so will you go with them. For no one hears a song of heaven and remains without a voice that adds its power to the song and makes it sweeter still. You just know it's going to be exactly what we've been
That's exactly it.
talking about, right?
It summarizes it, yeah.
It's beautiful for me because I love singing, so it's nice. I kind of really, yeah. And that's like it. That's probably, I feel what I think the Zen Buddhists say something like, you could teach truth from a phone book.
Yeah.
Because everything lines up,
Yeah.
right? Like you're saying.
Miracle lines up.
It could be everything. Yeah.
It's beautiful, yeah.
I remember saying to you once, I remember I've been working and I come down working with this old lady, and I come downstairs and it was so obvious the television was speaking my mind. Exactly what was in my mind was in the TV, was on the whatever program. I was like, look at this. And I said that to you. And you said something like, yeah, this is aliveness. This is aliveness. This is wholeness.
Yeah.
You know, that everything is kind of alive with you, is
Yeah.
mind. And
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and we don't need to settle for less. That's the thing, because we don't want to settle for less. There is this spark in us that wants that aliveness all the time. We don't want to settle for the timeline, that is too little. We're not ever going to get satisfied by that. We just want to settle for the miracle or flow in the miracle to increase our helpfulness, to expand.
Yeah. I hope I get a sense it doesn't really matter what you do, you're just playing, really, yeah?
Yeah, as long as you...
That's probably why I have a difficulty. I think sometimes I feel it is all just playing, the more playful I become, it's just spirit's there with me playing. But then sometimes I think the ego wants to come in and say, yes, but you must do something very serious, be in a community and help others. And then sometimes it doesn't feel so playful. That's where I get kind of like some kind of seriousness comes in.
What is your conclusion about what community means, because it must be what you need if that's where you are. Otherwise you're attacking yourself, and attacking the means that are there. So if you have a serious perception, then that's what you need to look at, Yeah, this talks about it. He's saying there is a plan behind appearances that does not change. The script is written. When experience will come to end your doubting has been set.
When experience has
Come,
to end
your doubting. Like when the time when experience will come to end your doubting has been set. For we but see the journey from the point at which it ended, looking back on it, imagining we make it once again, reviewing mentally what has gone by. That's why it says every moment is an opportunity to forgive. That's all. Time is a trick, a sleight of hand, a vast illusion in which figures come and go as if by magic. Yet there is a plan behind appearances that does not change.
the last bit, there is a plan.
Behind appearances that does not change. There's a plan that does not change.
Is that plan working now?
Forgiveness. Each appearance hides the plan of forgiveness. Like each appearance is a riddle to be solved, not to be attacked, not to be changed, not to be done anything to, but to be forgiven.
That's nice. I'd like to read that passage.
Yeah, it's lesson 158. A teacher does not give experience because he did not learn it. It revealed itself to him at its appointed time.
Can you repeat that?
A teacher does not give experience because he did not learn it. It revealed itself to him at its appointed time.
It was out of our hands. Oh, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, the lesson is always forgiveness only. There's nothing else.